So we will begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure that we let in enough light to remain alert and try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. But we also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into stable, comfortable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. And we also begin to move the awareness away from the external environment, moving inward, constraining our awareness just to the body and mind, concentrating that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air moving into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Noticing quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting your awareness up from those distractions and placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then when the mind feels more calm, generate a broad and altruistic motivation for your time, recognizing the similarities between oneself and all other sentient beings. Just like oneself, every sentient being wishes to be completely free of suffering, to experience only happiness. And yet, just like oneself, every sentient being meets with difficulties, unwished for sufferings, is never truly, completely happy. And just like oneself, those drives, those interests are primary for each and every sentient being. And so no single sentient being has a claim that's greater to accomplishing that result. But to work for the benefit of every sentient being equally. It's the best way of using one's life. And to be successful in that goal, we must become deeply familiar with the states of mind that naturally and spontaneously support working for the benefit of others. We must clear away the obstacles that are raised due to our current familiarity with states of mind that are not beneficial for others and indeed often give rise to actions that are harmful for others. Being successful in this process of genuine inner transformation is the best vehicle for being able to bring about the welfare of others. And that is the purpose of our time. With that motivation, Geshe-la also has recently touched on briefly the need to ultimately develop the skill of meditation in the form of calm abiding and special insight. Well, given that instruction, as we contemplate the Buddha today, we will focus on the aspect of concentration, clarity, the vividness of our visualization for the purpose of developing concentration, a mind that can remain on the object without distraction. We begin by thinking of ourselves in a large open space and visualizing at the level of the forehead, 2 meters in front, is a large golden throne. It is beautifully adorned with jewels and supported on each corner by a pair of snow lions. On the throne is a fully opened lotus, and on top of the lotus are sun and moon discs. Upon the lotus sun and moon is seated Shakyamuni Buddha. He is the manifestation of the omniscient mind of all the Buddhas, the Dharmakaya. He is one with your own root guru, who has shown the unmistaken path. His body is in the nature of golden light, and he wears the three robes of a monk. His face is beautiful and smiling, and his compassionate gaze looks upon you and all sentient beings simultaneously. His mind is free of all judgmental, critical thoughts, and he accepts you fully just as you are. His lips are red, his hair is blue-black, and each hair is individually curled to the right. On the crown of his head is the Ushnisha. The palm of his right hand rests on his right knee, the middle finger touching the moon cushion. His left hand rests on his lap in the mudra of meditation. In his left hand is a bowl filled with nectar. From his holy body, beams are emitted in all 10 directions. And numberless manifestations of Shakyamuni Buddha are carried on each beam to ripen infinite sentient beings. We'll pause here and hold this image as clearly and with as much energy of mind as we can, absorbing our mind into the image. Paying attention with every aspect of the mind. And if we find that our concentration wanes, then we can concentrate on the brilliance of the golden light emanating from the Buddha's body. And we can become energized by our wish to always be in the presence of our teachers, our guides, relating to the visualization not as an image, but as presence of the Buddha. And then visualize that oneself is surrounded by infinite sentient beings, and they themselves are absorbed into the sufferings of each of the six realms. And then think I too have been circling endlessly among these six realms. I myself am still not liberated from this experience. However, in this life, because of my good fortune, ripening of good karma, I have all of the necessary inner and outer conditions to be liberated. And yet, to liberate only oneself is not sufficient. All of these sentient beings have been my mother, my father, numberless times. I therefore must liberate them and lead them to the peerless happiness of full enlightenment. We think where to turn for this protection from cyclic existence. And we think that the only suitable source of protection is the Buddha, his teachings, and the community of practitioners that have realized his teachings, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So we absorb into a mind of refuge as we recite the prayer of refuge, visualizing as we recite streams of white nectar and light flowing from the Buddha, purifying ourselves and those around us of all defilements, obscurations, and suffering. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. And then visualizing a final purifying stream of white nectar and light pouring forth, cleansing myself and all beings of all suffering and their causes. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. And then visualizing that golden light issues forth from the Buddha's body and mind, filling our own body and mind with all happiness and the causes of happiness, especially the realizations of the path to enlightenment. To the Guru, I go for refuge. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. To the Dharma, I go for refuge. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. And then, in response to our sincere request for refuge, the Buddha instantaneously comes to the crown of our head, melts into a stream of golden light, and descends down through the crown of our head, alighting at the heart, absorbing into the heart. And our mind, our body, and our speech become inseparably one. As Shakyamuni Buddha's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind. And pause in that experience, that expansive unity, oneness. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in the mind, think that when that positive energy ripens, you offer it. You offer the fruit of your practice for the benefit of all sentient beings, dedicating it as causes to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. Thinking may that positive energy fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment in order to work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. May I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.